Regardless of how bad things ever got during that dreaded Westbrook era, it has always made zero sense to me that there have been people who have had the audacity to say that the Los Angeles Lakers had somehow lost the Anthony Davis trade, as if the Lakers literally didn't win a championship the season following that trade. As much as it hurts me to say this, that trade was always well worth it for the Lakers. And guys, this is coming from a New Orleans Pelicans fan who has absolutely zero reason to show Anthony Davis any love considering the way that he left us. All us Pelican fans wanted from this man was a small thank you for everything. Even a halfway decent goodbye would have done it. But instead, what we got was Anthony Davis comically sporting a "That's All Folks" shirt. Which I can't lie, the shirt was pretty hard. But at the end of the day, not hard enough for me to forgive the heartbreak. While the troll in me loved that departure from a disgruntled AD, the Pelicans fan in me hated that it had to be us. But hey, I'd be lying if I said that this trade wasn't in the best interest of both parties. If you ask me, this trade was a win-win. I mean, after all, the Pelicans did get back Josh Hart, Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, and a ton of picks. One of those picks would end up being the number 4 pick in the 2019 NBA draft. You see, the thing with draft picks is that it's all about what you turn those picks into once you get them. Otherwise, sadly, they're just picks. In 2019, the New Orleans Pelicans would pass on the opportunity to draft DeAndre Hunter and Darius Garland for themselves, opting boldly to trade the 4th pick in that draft for the 8th pick, the 17th pick, and the 35th pick. That's not so bad, right? Sounds like a good deal, and maybe it was, but check it out. None of those picks made it to a second contract with the New Orleans Pelicans. Believe it or not, one of those picks is in fact now currently on the Lakers roster. That's right, Jaxson Hayes, the 8th pick from the 2019 NBA draft, is currently a Los Angeles Laker and is making, wait for it, the veteran minimum. Mind you, that the number 10 pick from this draft, Cam Reddish, is also on the Lakers roster. You don't have to love the Lakers' young talent, but you have to admit that Pelinka has done a great job finding upside plays for a roster that recently resembled a retirement home more than a contending basketball team. You want to know what truly hurts the most about this whole debacle? Back in 2015, the Pelicans signed the ghost of Kendrick Perkins to, quote, mentor Anthony Davis, and what he actually did was recruit him away. Watching a finished Kendrick Perkins hoop on opening night was bad enough for us. He didn't have to go and recruit away our franchise player too. In all seriousness, I'm glad he did what he did, because it did end up working really well for both sides. Now guys, as much as I like the Lakers' young talent, I can't be realistic. I'm not going to sit here and act like Jaxson Hayes is the second coming of Anthony Davis or even Tyrese Thomas at this point. But when we're strictly talking upside minimum contract players from a basketball standpoint, all I'm going to say is that you can do much worse than a 6'11" freak athlete that you just have to hope hasn't played their best basketball yet at only 23 years old. What's unique about Hayes is that he's as fluid as he is athletic. To add to that, not only is the man a walking highlight factory that can hunt momentum shifting plays to a fault, he showcased some really smooth versatility as a switchable defender. For his size, I personally think he's an elite on-ball defender. And even if he's not, he's certainly quick enough on his feet to be a very good one. Now, regardless of the eye-popping positives, Hayes is one of those players that truly has no bag. Has a poor jump shot regardless of promising mechanics and a decent free throw percentage, has a motor that turns off frequently, has nasty off the court issues, has had bad ball IQ, is a bad rebounder for their size and athletic ability that also can't guard bigs inside, which really makes it hard to constantly play him with good faith at either big man position. But in spite of Hayes' deficiencies, the Lakers appear to be looking for big things from him for this upcoming season, as they are hopeful that he'll be able to play a prominent role alongside AD in 2 big lineups. Honestly, Pelinka's desire to find another big to pair with Anthony Davis makes complete sense, considering the success that the Lakers had in 2020, winning while dominating teams en route to a championship with JaVale McGee and Dwight Howard gobbling up minutes at center. And it only starts to make more sense when you consider the $186 million extension that the Los Angeles Lakers just gave Anthony Davis. This 3-year extension that Anthony Davis would be receiving would tie him to the Lakers through 2028 for a total of $270 million plus. This extension would give AD the richest annual extension in NBA history at $62 million a year. Guys, in other words, AD just got paid, making him, Rich Paul, Pelinka, and the Los Angeles Lakers all very, very happy. For those interested in seeing it, here's a breakdown of the big man's upcoming salary. Everybody wanted to talk about Saudi Arabia offering Mbappe $1 billion. Meanwhile, those bags in the NBA are still looking pretty good if you ask me. Now, for anybody that has a problem with AD's extension, remember that Rudy Gobert is being paid $41 million a year to just play defense and rebound. Not only does Anthony Davis give you defense that is currently better than Gobert's, he's also got the ability to dominate a game offensively. In 20 games without LeBron last season, AD averaged 27.5 points, 14.2 rebounds, and 2.1 blocks. Having this man on your team is a luxury and also a great recruiting tool for when LeBron James does leave or hangs things up, which, speaking of, NBA execs apparently believe that this contract extension paves the way to LeBron James finishing his career as a Laker. Now look, while the Lakers are the Lakers, I just think that recruiting a star is much easier when you already have one. And also, who wouldn't want to play with an elite finisher and rim protector like Anthony Davis? Now you definitely have to think that an extension like this comes with at least some lip service from Pelinka's side. We all know that AD strongly prefers the power forward position, but will play center if his team truly needs it. With this in mind, Pelinka probably told Anthony Davis that with a commitment from you, we'll try our best to accommodate your desire of being a power forward. After all, it's probably not a bad idea to have your $186 million injury-prone investment take on less of a toll during the regular season. Now, unfortunately for AD, in the words of Jovan Buha, Pelinka's desire to put AD back at the 4 has been more lip service than anything. Jaxson Hayes just isn't a 5, and the Lakers don't have another NBA-ready traditional 5 on the roster, and there aren't many good options remaining in free agency either. When it comes to strictly traditional 5s, the current options are so bad that I wouldn't be completely opposed to giving Dwight Howard a call and seeing what he's up to.
I would do it. I don't know why he over here getting nervous.
To be a bit more serious, I'd say that the lack of true bigs on the Lakers roster is one of its only glaring problems. But even with this issue, I'd say that the Lakers have had a fantastic offseason, continuing to build off of a solid blueprint. They've got young and talented players, they had a good draft, gave out good contracts, and most importantly, they're just operating like a stable franchise that has a clear-cut direction and goal. These guys now have Anthony Davis, Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, Jalen Hood-Schifino, Maxwell Lewis, and potentially Max Christie, who has looked amazing, all basically locked down for the next 4+ years. That's beautiful. The Lakers now somehow have a better young core than the Warriors. Just let that marinate. Guys, just compare where the Lakers are now to their opening roster last season if you still can't see the vision. Guys, in the comments below, let me know what you think of everything. Clicking the video on the screen right now is a great way to support my channel. I'm GetLikeCoop, bringing you guys the scoop until our next upload.